Welcome to Own the Chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic.
And crash. You son of
Oh, God. Hold on. Pause.
Brad and Fat Man Zoom are here to help you own it.
They were targeting Wall Street when they should have been targeting Capitol Hill. They should have been targeting DC. This is the same thing, and this is what people keep missing.
Taking it to the suits, being relatable and hilarious.
You bought Gamestop at 400, didn't you? To the moon, baby. To the moon.
Get ready to own the chaos in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. That is Fat Man Zoom. The stock market is crazy and chaotic, and we made it our mission to help you own it. Fat Man Zoom. Another wild and crazy day, man.
Yeah, man. We're still green, though.
We are.
We still got, well, I just mean we're green in the background.
Oh, okay. Well, that too.
We're still green in the background. Shout out to our starting five: Sam Cisneros, Mysterious Gal, Sean Ethier, Savvy Money Show, and Dmitry Nevryov.
What up, guys?
We tried. Very interesting day. A lot to go over.
Yeah.
The energy level is very different today, but there's some good stuff on the table. I'm actually excited about this conversation because we have a lot going on. Twitter's blowing up. Both our Twitters are blowing up.
Yeah, my Twitter is on fire. Go follow us at Own the Chaos, at Fat Man Zoom. It's pretty crazy on Twitter machine.
Obviously, we're going to address Clov, but we have GameStop earnings today, and it was weird because like the meme stocks, quote unquote meme stocks were red.
Yeah.
Except for GameStop was hanging up green for a lot of the day. Might still be green. I think
it is still. Yeah, it's up 7% on the day. Yeah.
Oh, 7%. Nice. So that is going to be a very interesting watch.
Yeah. Yes, it will be.
So we're going to talk about that. That's going to be the primary part of the conversation. But also Clover. Clover's been a monster for us. I know there's a lot of questions still about Clover. Most of our crew's riding free shares. I'm riding free shares. And I want to get into that conversation, not only what the expectation should be moving forward, but what I did with the profits and how I'm treating Clover moving forward.
Yeah.
And potentially a price target for Clover I want to talk about. And then lastly, we're going to talk about moving on from Clover and what to do next, and some stocks that we may think the attention is going to move to sooner than later.
Yeah.
So
that are going to make the next move.
Yeah, that are going to make the next move. One I already got in, so we'll see, and I might get into another one as well. So a lot of good stuff out there. It seems like all the attention is on Wall Street bets, meme stocks. What's the next meme stock? And that's cool, but I mean, really, that's only a small piece of the puzzle as far as the account's concerned.
Yeah, and if you're new, I want to stress there was a lot of comments that I've seen on social media and on our YouTube channel about how, we are, we're just kind of trying to ride the hype train, and we're, putting videos out just because Wall Street Bets is on it. And I just want to be clear, we've been in Clover well before Wall Street Bets was in Clover.
Yeah.
And, we were there a long time. So we've been accumulating for a while, and it's finally paying off. I mean, I certainly appreciate the crowd that came in and started to push this thing up. But, man, we've been in it long before Wall Street Bets got a hold of it for sure. And that's what we try to do. I mean, we're not trying to chase what everybody else is chasing. We're trying to find stuff before everybody else gets in because by that time it's too late. Yeah,
and we were even in it before Swaggy Stocks, before it even had any sort of trending situation.
Yeah.
Did you think there wasn't going to be a red day? That's my question I'm asking people.
Yeah, that's what cracks me up too, is this everybody's giving us a hard time because it's pulled back today. And it's like, I don't know if you guys recall how many red days did AMC and GameStop, all the other ones have. It just happens. It's 100% move one day. You're going to have some profit taking the next day. The one encouraging thing I will say is that Clover's down 20% after a 100% day. As much as it kind of stings, it ain't too shabby. I mean, it's not going straight back down today.
No, not for sure.
Which we've seen on other stocks before.
Yeah. So, and I'll actually, you take GameStop out of the equation, there's a lot. I mean, AMC's down considerably.
Yeah, all of them are down, yeah.
Most of them are down. And so we'll see what happens. But I think rather than focusing on Clover, the real question you should be asking yourself is about the meme stocks as a whole. And the decision has to be made. Do you think this is going to continue to run? And is this a dollar cost averaging opportunity on a pullback for another leg up? Or is this the end of the road for the meme stocks? Getting too caught up in one stock when the reality is you got to look at all the other ones that are similar, and they're following similar patterns.
It's wild to me about how, like, if you've made a bunch of money on AMC, people are like real pissed that you're going and buying something else and taking those profits to make more money somewhere else. And it's just like, that's not, those folks just don't understand how it works. Yeah. Like the cloud of money is moving on to something else. And I mentioned that about, like, once interest wears off, it's on to the next one. And that's what you got to do. I mean, if you want to hold on to some shares for the just in case, we've said this before, we got no problem with that. But, taking something off the table, and we said this yesterday, it's just how you survive. It's how you continue to do this without, losing your ass. So, it's off to the next one.
We talked about the scarcity mindset. If you are in those stocks and you haven't taken anything off the table and you're just diamond handsing it, you literally don't believe in your strategy. I think you don't believe in yourself. I think you've got to deep down feel like you just got lucky. Yeah. And you're going to ride that out. Because if you really believed in it, who cares if you sell out? All right, crushed it again. Let's find the next one. Yeah. Right? And like, it's just in life, anything you looked at that's like a lottery, those people that win lotteries, they never stay on top. Yeah. Because they have that gambling mindset. And so they're trying to seek that next thing and they end up losing it all. So it's not hard. I mean, I talked about facing those emotions and, the swings of my account, and you let the FOMO set in. But I think I have the answer on how to scratch that itch. However, if you don't have an exit strategy and your simple strategy is I'm going to hold on to it and try to essentially bash people into not buying something else, like we're all on the same team. Yeah. Like you got this, you got really this twisted. Right. So that says something more about your trading strategy than anything else. Yeah.
Robert Fousel says, now balls deep on pleasurable entries.
Yeah. So it's nice, man. It's a weight lifted. I mean, you're right. Clover's down 20%. I'm riding free shares. It's just a different feeling. Like I could care less.
The stress is off. Yeah. The stress is off. I mean, and that's what we talked about yesterday. Taking some off the table, letting the free shares ride, playing with house money, and go finding something else.
Yep. And not trying to time the top, not trying to time the bottom. So anyways. Yep. Let's start with Cleveland Cliffs. Okay. So Cleveland Cliffs is a stock that you've brought many a times to the watch list.
April 28th was my first buy on Cleveland Cliffs.
Yes, and you currently still hold it, right?
Yeah, I actually just trimmed out of it today.
Got it.
Not out of it completely, but I just trimmed out of the 600 shares I had. I trimmed 100 shares of that.
So for those of you guys who don't know, here at Own the Chaos, we have a community called the Chaos Crew, and we give out a watch list. It's actually free. You can go to ownthechaos.com. You can click the link in the description where you get a free watch list. We send out 5 stocks every day before the market opens. And Cleveland Cliffs certainly has been a repeat offender. So tell us why you got into Cleveland Cliffs and your sentiment behind it and what's going on with it.
Yeah, so I originally got into Cleveland Cliffs because of the reopening. I put in on April 28th, I bought the stock. I ended up getting into it and scaling in here and there. The trend, the chart was absolutely beautiful, and it still is up until maybe today. It kind of got wrecked. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. Like the organization of the trend is a little wonky today, but it's just been this nice steady incline. And we always talk about the trend being your friend on the chart. And, so I got into it because of the price of steel, how steel was going up, and it was continuing to go up, and it was just following like I said, a beautiful chart. And if we look at this, we pull it out on the daily, I can show you guys what I mean. So I've literally been buying on these dips along the bottom of the trend line and accumulating a position. And today it just absolutely popped off. And the only reason that I could think of was that I went to swaggystocks.com, which if you guys don't know that website, it's a pretty popular one nowadays. It basically just gives sentiment on Wall Street bets, folks. And it showed up there. It's actually one of the top 5 stocks being talked about on Reddit right now. So it's taken off. I didn't realize that it was going to do this. I'm not complaining, but that's why I took something off the table, because I was like, I don't need this popping off and then wearing out. So that's what I mean by the chart kind of like getting a little bit ruined, because it was just following this nice, easy pattern. It was just an ATM machine every single day, it seemed like. And, but now it's kind of gotten wrecked. I mean, maybe it continues to go up. I hope it does. I've been saying for a while that it's still undervalued. It hasn't quite caught up to the price of steel. And so, maybe this is the push it needs. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, for sure. Certainly a good one. You said you just trimmed, right? Or did you sell out of all?
Yeah,
of them?
I just trimmed. So I had 600 shares going into this morning. I saw it pop off. Ended up trimming 100 of them, around $23.
So I think, and maybe this could potentially be the next stock that Reddit sort of gets behind. What are your thoughts as far as the whole meme stock situation as it sits? Because it seems like at the beginning it was really GameStop, AMC, and there was a couple fringe ones.
Yeah.
Nokia, BlackBerry, whatnot. But it was really about GameStop 1 and AMC 1A.
Yeah.
And people seem to forget that now that AMC is like all they talk about. It was GameStop.
Yeah, GameStop's still around.
But like now it seems like there's still room for those, but then there's more added to that sort of list of what they're getting behind. And we're seeing multiple stocks moving like crazy. And so that could be 10, 12 stocks. What are your thoughts behind that? Is this something material? Is this something that is just going to continue to happen?
Yeah, the only thing that would ever stop it, I think, is government intervention. The SEC getting their hands into it or something like that. Other than that, I don't think it's going away anytime soon. And I think this is just going to be a continued way in which people invest. Now, I will say, is it a good long-term strategy to just make a living off of Wall Street bets type stocks and try to follow this kind of stuff? Maybe, but I think a very small percentage of people will be successful at it. So I'm not going to sit here and poo-poo on anybody who tries to do it, but I will say that it's going to be very, very tough. Rather than just finding good quality stocks to kind of either be in and kind of swing trade. Like I do a lot of swing trading. I don't try to just get in on sentiment from a social media app. I try to find good quality companies that maybe have been beaten down, that don't deserve to be beaten down. So, I mean, there's more than one way to make money in the stock market. This obviously is one.
Well, I'm glad you said that about stocks that are beaten down that don't necessarily deserve to be beaten down. I mean, we've sort of foundationally built this channel talking about quality stocks that are on discount, that are undervalued.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what I'm most optimistic about as far as how all this meme mania is. Ooh, meme mania, that sounds good. Ooh. Meme mania is playing out is because Clover, we felt was ridiculously undervalued. And if you looked at the headwinds of Clover, we amounted that to nothing material.
Yeah.
And so they have a path to profitability. They have huge growth. And that you couldn't say that for AMC and GameStop, Nokia, BlackBerry. You couldn't say it for any of them. And so given Cleveland Cliffs, given even Wendy's, which is more Jim Cramer trying to move it, but if that catches on, it seems like the Redditors and these, whoever the massive institution or the retail traders are, it seems like they're moving towards smarter plays and focusing on the undervalued. Obviously, short squeeze is a big thing, but I'm actually really optimistic at what they're moving into. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of these are good quality companies, and Cleveland Cliffs is definitely one of them. I mean, like I said, the reason that I chose the stock was because of, the fundamentals, and obviously the trend is it's just been a beautiful chart. And now that the Wall Street Bets folks have piled in, it's just kind of like sweetened the pot a little bit for me, and it hit 52-week highs today. It was pretty wild.
Okay, moving on. I want to bring this up. I didn't mention this at the beginning, but it's along the meme stock trend, and then I want to talk about GameStop. So I wanted to talk to you about what is the formula for setting up a good meme stock. All right. So we talked a little bit about this. It's like if having a meme stock that pops off is a recipe with ingredients. What are the ingredients that are required as to part of it? And so I'll sort of kick it off and then you could tag along. But I think as we now have more and more meme stocks that are coming up that are established, I think we can sort of see some correlations. And one of the things that I've kind of noticed was there's got to be a brand presence, and it doesn't necessarily just have to be the company brand. There has to be some sort of brand. So Tesla, Elon, I would say, is the brand.
There's like a creed to the company, like.
Yeah, maybe. I think a creed is more of like I know what you're saying.
Like
a creed is like a philosophy.
Yeah, I mean, is there a Tesla without Elon?
No, it's
right.
not
And so that's kind of, I guess, what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. So Elon is the brand. Elon is the face.
Yeah.
And people are behind that, and people can get behind that. GameStop, AMC are very well known.
Yeah.
Clover, Chamath, Penn, Barstool, and Dave Portnoy. And so I think that's one of the main things that first stands out to me is you had mentioned sort of the nostalgia piece behind the brand, but also this unwavering belief in either the brand or somebody who represents the brand.
Yeah.
So I think that first needs to be in place. What else I think needs to be in place is a low share price, so perceived being undervalued.
Yeah.
And so we see people moving towards stocks that are, let's just say, under $25, but a lot of times under $10 that they go into. Now, after they move, all bets are off. But we're seeing these low-cost stocks, and then short interest is also a huge factor in that. That's where a lot of the attention is short interest and people looking for the next short squeeze. Am I missing anything that you would think would be a part of the ingredient to a recipe for a meme stock?
I don't think
Trending.
I don't think so, other than the fact that I would, and most of them have played out this way, where there's a small share structure that's involved as well. Like GameStop had a very small amount of shares that could be traded, so scarcity is definitely part of that too. So I mean, Clover's a perfect example of that. AMC at the time was a bit smaller until they actually continued to just dilute. But yeah, I think that probably like a smaller share structure would probably play a factor.
So, in consideration of that, would you like to bring to the table some stocks that we think could potentially fit that profile and be the next meme stock?
Yeah, I think I just had pulled this one up. Open Door, I think, is going to be one that could be a potential stock that the Wall Street crowd could get a hold of. I didn't check the short interest on this, but I imagine that it's probably pretty extensive given how much this has fallen down. It was from $39, fell all the way down to $13.34, and it has started to move up some, but it's been on relatively low volume, and it just broke over the 50-day moving average. So is it too late to get in? I don't think so. You look at the upside here, and it could be an upwards of 100% plus if we go back to the highs that it was once at just a few months ago. So we talk about, the real estate market. This is how people are buying homes these days, using apps like Open Door, and you know how we like some of the other ones as well. Zillow is in that conversation.
Yeah.
Open Door is definitely an innovative company that I think you can get behind the fundamentals as well as the as much as this has come down. It doesn't deserve to be down here, in my opinion. Yeah,
another Chamath play, pre-merger SPAC, reverse merger SPAC. So yeah, I love that. I didn't even realize it was at 1760.
Yeah, it would have been beaten down pretty good.
For me, car lots, and I'm in this, guys. I'm in this stock.
Man, I'm so pissed about this because I called this 2 Stock Watch Sundays ago. I said down in the $4 range that this was ridiculous, and then what does it do?
Yeah, so I got it at 7.
I missed it.
Now you brought this to the table, and kudos to you. And I know it's weird saying kudos. It is up from when you called it.
Yeah.
But I think there's far more to run. And I think this is a great setup. Brand, known, their business model. You talked about used cars and the push towards used cars, especially with the pressure that new cars are going to face with the semiconductor chip issues.
Yeah.
But the SPAC beatdown is also a factor in this.
Yep.
I think. And so I think this is prime time, under $10 mark, feels very, very similar to Clover. The only difference is maybe their headwinds are a little bit more material than Clover.
Yes, I would agree.
But it still feels very similar because I think it's a little bit like of an overreaction.
Yeah.
May take time, may take a lot of time.
Yep,
But
I
if
agree.
you have patience scaling in, this is one I plan to scale in on. And I plan to hopefully see it move.
And I think that's also just, we can't stress that enough. These are going to be stocks that are still going to be very volatile.
Yeah.
So make sure that you're managing risk going into these. But another one that I had was Smile Direct. So Smile Direct's actually already started to move some, but I think that this could be one that also has plenty of upside. It was up to $16. Right now, it's sitting at $9.92. So there's definitely a lot of upside here. The short interest on this, I want to say, somewhere around the vicinity of 35 to 40%.
Yeah.
This is another brand that we talk about that a lot of people can resonate with. They know it. It's a household name. It just spiked above the 200-day moving average and then pulled back, along with the rest of the market. And so I think this actually looks pretty good. Are you going to be able to get into the absolute bottom? I don't think 720 is going to be. I don't think it's coming back there anytime soon. But on a healthy pullback, maybe if it holds up above 950, 960, might be worth grabbing a starter on.
The number 4 stock that I'm going to bring to the table, actually, I'm not in yet. I was in, plan to get back into it, and that is BLNK.
Oh,
BLNK has the high short interest. It has the attention because it's been brought up.
Yep.
EV charging stations, EVs have the attention. I'm excited about that industry, Blink, ChargePoint, whatnot. I'm excited for that because of the infrastructure bill, and the administration is placing a huge focus on EVs, EV growth, and specifically battery focused, right? And so I think Blink and ChargePoint, I think they'll continue to go off, but Blink specifically because of their short interest, and there's a possibility that could be one of the short squeeze potentials and be the next meme stock. Now, what I will say is, for me, what's happening currently is I've been in ChargePoint. I'm up almost 20%. So I'm actually thinking about flipping that. So doing a trailing stop at some point or putting in a stop loss at some point. And then when I do that, then getting into Blink. So that's my number 4 stock for me is BLNK.
Yeah, I think that's a great one as well. Lots of upside there too, especially if we see something from the infrastructure bill. Love that one. My last one is going to be Workhorse, and I just want to give Don Fran from the Don Fran Show a shout out. Go make sure you follow him too. He's part of the Chaos Crew fam and the We Trade HQ fam, and just does incredible work. Looking at this one, he thinks that this could be the next squeeze. We saw some ridiculous volume coming in on this one at the beginning of the month. And it's at a pretty crucial resistance. Sitting here at $16.50, if we can get it up above around $18 or that $20 mark, I think that this has lots of room to run, potentially even to around $28 to $30 a share. So we just saw Lordstown basically get decimated. I would venture to say they're on the brink of bankruptcy at this point. They're probably going to be one of the first casualties of the EV movement. We've talked about this, that there's going to be a consolidation. I would imagine Nikola is on the way there too, but looking at Workhorse, I think the story is a little bit different here. They have some government backing. I would imagine that they could continue to do that. It was unfortunate that the postal deal didn't go through, but I still think that Workhorse could very well be something to look forward to. Who knows? Maybe we could see some Amazon deals with them too. So I like Workhorses a lot.
And there you guys have it. Those are our top 5 meme stock opportunities, but don't go anywhere because I have one more. You don't even know this. I have one more. What I want to point out, and we've talked about this with Clov, as Brad mentioned, we've been at Clover for a while, and we want to be where the attention is going, not where the attention is. So we talked about, somebody asked me about the price target on Clover, Brad, and they were like, well, thinking about how they felt like $20 was high. And I'm like, well, when we started talking about this before they had the Hendon turn news and then the speculation around investigations, they were at $14.
Right.
So if you would have said it would have got to $20 off 14, that's not a huge push.
No.
So perspective really matters in this. But we want to play chess, not checkers. I'm going to ride that thing till the wheels fall off because that's what we're doing. We're moving on to the next thing, and we've continued to do that throughout this channel.
Yeah.
The one stock that we've been on that I think may come out like a Clov is Drive Shack.
I knew you were going to go.
It's Drive Shack. I'm tired of keeping it in the crew. I need to tell the masses. People, Drive Shack.
Yes.
It is only beginning. Drive Shack.
This chart, I love this chart's crazy looking.
If you're familiar with Topgolf, Drive Shack is Topgolf. It's the main competitor.
Yeah.
Topgolf's owned by
one of the
Callaway.
only competitors to Topgolf.
Yeah, and so this is a great reopening play. Looks really good. Great growth opportunity. And I won't get into all the details why, but they're growing fast and at a clip, and they have all of the ingredients, I think, to be a great meme stock, not to mention the price point. And we talked about this, like $1.20 is when we brought it to the crew last year.
Yep.
But my conviction has only gotten stronger on this stock.
Yeah, I mean, demand for golf and just golf as a recreation, not just like as in a sport, has really taken off. And I'm sure COVID had a lot to do with that. You know, it was the perfect social distancing, I guess, activity. And so this is something that I think is only going to continue to grow. We could go all day with Drive Shack. You have the putteries that are getting ready to start up, which will set them apart from Topgolf. You have Rory McIlroy, who's going to be the face of this company. So lots of good stuff with Drive Shack. You know, I love this thing. And so, yeah, I'm glad that you brought it up for sure.
And if you guys were in the Chaos crew, you would have known about this and already been up 100%, as many of us are.
Yes.
And so, guys, if you're interested in joining and want to get the next Drive Shack, click join. It's only $4.99 a month. You get access to Brad's portfolio. You get our Discord. You get our trade alerts. You get our technical analysis breakdown on our watch list. A lot of good stuff. So click that join button. I like when you say it's less than a cup of coffee to join.
Yes, it's under $5, $4.99.
Patty B, I hear you, fat man. Been saying it for a while, only getting louder. Love
Hell
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
I am
yeah.
getting loud. I told Brad this. I'm getting louder about my picks, and I'm going to be honest because I like to be transparent with you guys. Clover was hard.
Yeah.
Clover was hard.
It was hard.
And I felt on an island for a very long time. Even Drive Shack was a bumpy ride. It's been good for a bit now, but like at the beginning, it was a little bit scary.
Yeah.
But no longer. I'm going to scream from the rooftops. I'm not going to get them all right, but you guys need to know this. I'm doing everybody out in YouTube land a disservice if I'm not talking about the stuff I'm high conviction on.
Yeah.
Drive Shack, and they're going to keep coming, guys.
Let's go. So Christopher Stevens, welcome to the Chaos Crew.
Yeah, boy.
Level 2, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Oh, my God. We got to get you on the board, man. We got to get you on the board. But yeah, welcome to the crew. If you guys want to be a part of the crew, make sure you hit that join button.
Fubo would be one you could make an argument for, Savvy.
Fubo, yeah, for sure. Speaking of, meme stocks, GameStop has earnings today after hours. Their expected earnings per share are at a loss of 83 cents. That's actually gone down. So they've it was at 71, I want to say, 73, somewhere around there at Stockwatch Sunday. So estimates have worsened, I guess, their expectations. So I don't know if that's to set them up to potentially beat or what, but man, that was interesting to see that came down. So loss of 83 cents for GameStop. Last time around they came in for a loss of, I think, $1.27. Interesting. It was at $320 a share at one point this afternoon, and now has come back and is trying to close red at this point. Wild move, but no, I guess no surprise because after all, it's GameStop. So it's at $300 a share right now. And I expressed my concerns about this because of the run up going into earnings and characteristically what you normally see from stocks that usually do this. So we look at the chart here and you can see over the last couple of weeks, this has just been running up into earnings. And I guess maybe this could potentially be the exception to the rule. But for me personally, I don't like to chase stocks that are running into earnings because lots of times it ends up being a buy the rumor, sell the news type of situation. Yeah. Maybe GameStop could be immune to that. We'll have to see. The market's closing in about 30 seconds. So,
bro, let me say this before the market closes.
Yeah, what you got?
I got a feeling in my gut, man. I could be wrong. There's no justification by this, but GameStop's about to say, hold my beer. I think they beat earnings.
Yeah.
And the Reddit crew needs nothing but a little bit of a breadcrumb to set a stock off.
Yes,
GameStop,
that's true.
GameStop, the story isn't done being written on this thing.
Yeah.
I have actually a really good feeling about this earnings and the reaction. I think this might go off. Bold prediction.
I would love for it to go off. I hope it does. It's just I always get nervous when there's a run up in the earnings.
They always find a way to
I know.
twist the news
They
to
do.
make it in their favor.
That's true.
So if there is good news, I think a loss of 83 cents, I think it beats handily.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a coin flip based on their last couple years of earnings. It's a coin flip on whether it's going to come in or not.
Yeah.
But I feel like they built this in. I feel like they're going to surprise us.
We'll see. Rudy Brown, I've loved Workhorse from the start, man. Workhorse and Fisker outside of Tesla were my two EV stocks that I really liked the most. Yeah, I just did. But I just haven't talked about it a lot lately because it's kind of been irrelevant up until recent.
Oliver Thorpe said, fair play, Fat Man. You own your conviction perfectly. You never put a time frame. It was a long-term trade. People need to learn patience. Not everything happens immediately. We talked about that. Patience
Yeah.
and discipline, ability to stick to your strategy and silence the noise.
Absolutely.
It's not easy.
Yeah, for sure. That emotional game gets you, man.
I got a fever, and the only cure is more cowbell. That's a decent impersonation.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
All right, the market is closed. We'll see if we'll see what the reaction is. I'll go to Twitter land, see what happens there.
Yeah, right now GameStop is up a little bit. Not really on any kind of crazy volume, just a little bit. Hamish, what's up, Hamish? Says couldn't pay me $1 million to hold GameStop over earnings, even if my average was 60. Well, I don't know if that you could already have $1 million if you're,
Yeah,
you're
I
at
know.
60.
Shout out to all the crew members that are in Bark, STIC, STIC, SPAC. Bark,
Oh
we
my
brought
God,
it to
man.
the crew right
Yeah.
below 10, and
Yeah.
it's up 20-some percent.
That thing's wild too. Yeah.
I think it's going to keep rolling.
That Bark is gonna. Yeah. Bark is. If you guys don't know Bark, it's BARC, right? Is the ticker symbol now?
BARK.
BARK, sorry. I'm thinking of Barks. Barks downtown. But BARK, yeah, that's basically a Stitch Fix for pets if you're not aware. And that business model is going to continue to do really well, I think. So go check it out if you guys think you might be interested in something like that.
All right, let's see. I'm just looking at
Master.com said I already pulled mine. Yeah. Kirby Dominguez, welcome to the Chaos Crew, my man. Appreciate you supporting the channel and supporting the studio you see behind us. Thanks so much, bro.
Do you think Clov will go up again?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it can.
Here's the thing.
Still waiting on earnings numbers for GameStop.
We expected a pullback, and what did Clover actually close at?
1692.
That's tough. I mean, I think you had a support. We talked about like the second
1750, I
support
think, or
was
something.
1350, but yeah, 1750 and then 1350.
Yeah.
So it could go down even further. I'd like for it to stay above 1350, but you got to really paint the big picture, and the big picture is not just 100% yesterday. It's since last Friday. I believe over 200%.
I was going to say it's done nothing but go. Yeah, it's six.
And so
Yeah.
you got to paint that picture to go down, 20-some percent. It
Yeah.
sucks. It hurts. But like, again,
It's still up over 100% from last Wednesday.
yeah. And if you're riding free shares, it's a different story.
Yep.
And so that's for me, I think I had you to help me get over the hump of like selling, riding free shares. Obviously I'm happy at the decision now.
Yeah.
But what you got to remember, have you ever read, I'm not going to get into Richest Man in Babylon. Have you ever read Richest Man in Babylon?
No.
If you guys ever read Richest Man in Babylon, this is where the strategy comes from. I'm going to do something else on it. I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
But the idea is making your money, the money that's working for you, making that money work for you.
Yeah.
And so, are we moving?
GameStop's trying to move here. It's up 2% after hours right now. Looks like some volume's coming in.
And so, nothing yet as far as these numbers.
Okay.
And so, if you just sell your shares and don't use that money, okay, I can get the FOMO, but I put that in things that I have high conviction on, and we're only 25% SPAC. So we talked about we did a video on the perfect portfolio, and it's perfectly balanced. We say max allocation is 25% towards speculative, not SPAC, speculative. And so getting into a little bit higher conviction, a little bit more reliable stocks that are on discount. So I put it into Penn. I put it into Airbnb, and I doubled down on Delta Airlines. So that money hopefully will continue to work for me, and that's originally initial investment in Clover.
Yeah, bro. Cleveland Cliffs is moving up after hours. It's up 2.5%. It's about to break the high of the day. Holy shit. Oh, man. That's hilarious.
Let's go.
Let's do it. All of a sudden, I'm in Cleveland Cliffs. All of a sudden, I see it's taken up like almost 16% of the portfolio. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Oh, here we go. GameStop's up 5% right now. 5.5%. Looks like numbers probably came in. It is moving up here pretty nicely here. It's still early, obviously, as we're only about 5 minutes into the close. But
did GME announce a new appointments of chief CEO and CFO?
I don't know.
It has appointed Matt Furlong as CEO and Mike Recupero. I don't know if he was an interim. I don't know if he was an interim. There we go. Interim CEO. I didn't realize this, but the CFO, they're both from Amazon.
Yeah, I believe one of them is. I don't think
both are.
Oh, they both are.
So Furlong is starting June 21st, and so they're not. Recupero's July 12th. Wow. Mr. Furlong is a veteran e-commerce leader. They're shifting their model, I think. We'll see.
Right now, it is now red after hours, about 1.5%.
Wow. Should be interesting.
Rudy Brown says they were voted on today.
Oh, so it was known. It was just voted on?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't follow GME like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't either.
So it looks like they're being appointed.
GameStop will go up whether they beat or completely miss. Yeah, no kidding, Ivan. It's just earnings are out. Buy it. Who cares what they say?
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys are watching this, or you're joining for the first time, and you're enjoying the stream so far, we would really appreciate it if you just hit the like button. It just helps us push out the channel more. We've seen a pretty big increase in subscribers over the last couple of days, probably for good reason. I'm sure a lot of you have been searching out Clover, which is cool. But we shell out gems all of the time. So if you guys want to get some really cool stock picks, or maybe talk you off the ledge sometimes, or what have you. We are live Monday through Thursday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, and then we're also live on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time to prepare you for the week. So maybe consider hitting that like button as well as the subscribe. We'd love to have you guys as part of the Chaos fam.
I got a question for you. I'll ask you two questions. Does GameStop close the week? So on Friday, close above $300 or below $300
On Friday?
Yeah.
I'd have to see what the earnings look like. Can I answer it after earnings come?
Yeah, we'll get you the earnings. Does Clover close out Friday above $20 or below $20?
Above $20.
Is that just because you're holding Clover and you want it so badly to be above $20?
No, I like them profit on Clover.
I wouldn't be surprised if I'm looking for a big green move tomorrow. Not even a big green move, but a nice solid move tomorrow.
Some sort of bounce.
Clover. Yeah. Above 20 to close out the week would be hella bullish for me.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. All right. Any numbers, people? Mark up 2.5 after hours. That's good.
I don't know where Arfin is. I guess is Arfin around? And if we got a couple of people on the earnings numbers, we can get them out. I just need to get Bloomberg. Or we need to get Bloomberg for this type of stuff.
Yeah, they're not out yet.
Yeah, Clover is selling off still after hours. It is what it is. Let me check it out. Right here. Yeah, it's still coming down. 16.25.
Are you going to add to it?
Hell yeah, I'm adding to it. If this comes down to 13 like I hoped it would,
yeah,
I'm adding to it, yeah. Taking those profits and putting it right back in. Right back in. All right, GameStop right now after hours is up it is all over the place. Now it's down. It's plummeting here. So earnings might have come out at this point. It's down 4%. Rudy, absolutely, bro. That's why free shares make it easy, for sure. GameStop's continuing to come down here. It was now down as low as $288 after closing the day at $301 a share. Still waiting on the official numbers from their earnings, but not looking so good so far. Now came down as low as $286. Man. Still coming down here as low as 6% on after hours trading.
Here we go. I got the numbers.
What you got?
They did beat 83 cents. A loss of 83 cents was the estimate. They came in at a loss of 45 cents.
Wow.
And they beat revenue. Estimates were 1.16 billion. They came in at 1.28 billion. So that's
pretty good.
Yeah.
So what? Anything about their outlook or anything? Or those just the numbers?
Not yet. Not yet on Outlook.
All right. So right now it is actually continuing to fall here. It's 6%. But this is what I was saying. Like, with it going up, this could very easily just be the buy the rumor, sell the news type of situation in which they actually beat earnings and it sells off.
Yeah.
So to me, this hasn't been too much of a surprise.
And we talked about the volatility of these type of stocks.
Yep, 100%.
Especially when you consider the market cap on this sucker. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that last earnings it dropped like 30%.
Did it really?
I believe it did.
Wow.
Somebody corroborate that for me.
David Shuck, when did you just stop watching and come back to it the next day? Well, you certainly don't watch it every minute of every day, that's for sure. You'll drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sean, for the numbers. Yeah, so if you guys are just tuning in, GameStop came in and beat earnings pretty handily, actually. 45-cent loss compared to 83-cent loss. And then net sales are $1.2 billion to, what, 1.17? Is that what you said?
Yep.
So a pretty hefty beat, I would say. So it's good stuff. Right now, it has sold off pretty considerably, going all the way down to $278 after closing the day at $301. And right now, it is trying to claw its way back.
GameStop apparently says that it will continue to suspend guidance, which is a horrible look.
Not good. Yeah.
It was okay last quarter and the quarter before that. Not okay this quarter.
Yeah. They can't keep doing that.
That is concerning.
Yeah. It sold off before last earnings, says Rudy.
So it went up after earnings, Rudy?
Yeah, curious about that. Hell yeah, Brandon. Brandon's on free shares in Clover too. Glad he did it. That's what's up, bro.
It's a different life.
Alejandra says there's an offering in there. Is there any truth to that? That would be some shit.
I haven't seen that yet.
That would be some shit. That would be crazy. I'm not going to corroborate that yet. Let's just find out the truth here.
They may offer and sell up to 5 million shares.
So Alejandro corroborated the comment there. So they may sell how many?
5 million.
5 million shares. That's not terrible, I guess. Considering how much they have. Let me see. How much they have in the float. Hold on.
Would you, if you were the CEO, would you have a share offering?
I would have offered it a million years ago.
Yeah.
I would have made a big ass offering, and
I think this is smart for them to do.
Yeah, 100%. But the thing of it is that like people don't like that. But at the end of the day, so I would do an offering, and here's the thing: you have CEOs that do offerings for their own selfish reasons. And then you have CEOs that do it so that they can actually reinvest in the company and do what it's designed to do. So, we'll see what GameStop does, but an offering could be a good thing eventually, but the pain's going to be in the short term for sure. Nobody likes dilution no matter what it's used for. Outstanding shares is at 69 million. So that's what? Like 3% of the
69
OS?
million? No, it's like 7.
Really? Is that much? Okay.
Yeah, I mean 10% is 7 million.
Yeah. You're right. You right. So that actually is pretty substantial as far as a potential offering is concerned. 69, yeah. Yeah, 69.
Do you have the date on last earnings? Can you see that?
Yeah. Let's pull it out to the daily here. So last earnings, yeah, it fell right before earnings and then popped after earnings came out last quarter.
Okay.
And then today looks like it's kind of the opposite. Right now, if you guys are just joining us, first of all, welcome. Welcome to Own the Chaos, especially if you're new. Hopefully we'll earn a like and a sub from you guys. But we're just taking a look
aware
here.
we can see it on the chart, Rudy. I was just hoping somebody could calculate it for us so we don't have to worry about it on air. But thanks, bro. We get it. You can see earnings on the chart.
We love you. So
I just was hoping you'd calculate.
if you guys are just joining us, we're going over the reaction to GameStop earnings. So GameStop ended up coming in at 40, what did I say, 43, 40, 41, 45?
40
something. For a loss of 40-something cents, which they beat by pretty substantially because the expected loss per share was at 83 cents. So it basically cut that in half, beat on revenue, and selling off probably more than likely because of the guidance that they are not giving yet again.
I still think it's green open tomorrow.
Yeah, I would imagine that this probably bounces. Like you said, the diehard investors in GameStop are probably looking at this as, well, they beat, so it means buy. Which actually isn't always the case, just in case you're aware.
Well, and also, yep. And I think the moves they just talked about, I think as the analysts process it, I think that this could look good as well. Like changing leadership, Amazon name, like they're making moves, great. They're going to talk to them about how they potentially think with the e-commerce background, they're going to focus on digital, move away from brick and mortar, high profit margin. There's a lot of bull cases here offering how they can reinvest it. So if they start doing that and you see some optimism from the analysts, that could also get people caught up as well and excited about it.
Yeah, I agree. Ranjith Murthy.
Where you been?
We said yesterday we trimmed out of Clover.
Free shares, baby.
Yeah, we're playing with house money on Clover. Oh shit. I forgot about RH. Damn it. Thank you.
Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie. Yes. Restoration Hardware is going off. This is one of my stocks I put on the watch list for Stock Watch Sunday. It is ripping right now. It is up 5.5%. God damn it, Charlie. Thank you.
So they beat.
Totally forgot about that.
They came in at 79 cents a share. Oh, wait. Sorry. 410 was the consensus. They came in at $4.89 and they beat on sales.
Damn.
I'm trying to look for those numbers.
Holy shit. Closed the day at $611 and now is up at $652 and climbing. Is now up 6.5%. Restoration Hardware has been an absolute monster since the mid last year and continues to go up. I believe I said on Stockwatch Sunday that I could see this as $1,000 stock. Did I say that? Or is that in my head?
$1,000?
Yeah.
Maybe you might have.
Okay.
I don't pay attention.
That's all right. I don't either.
Christopher Hatch, thanks for Clov, fellas. 33K in profits.
Hell yeah. Speaking of profits, I did want to bring this up as we're watching GameStop kind of develop here. One of our Chaos Group.
Let's save that.
We're going to save it?
Yeah, let's save that. Yeah.
Wait till tomorrow.
Or maybe I think that deserves a separate whole video.
It does. That's true. You're right.
We got somebody in our crew that had a massive windfall on Clover.
Literally could retire off the money he made on Clover.
Do you think it's safe to say that Clover, as far as like a Chaos Crew born play, and you take all of our true Chaos Crew members, it's got to be the biggest like profit out of any stock we've
from
ever
the crew.
out.
Oh my God, yeah, for sure.
Rolling on free shares, Oliver Thorpe. Yeah, who's riding free shares?
Chaos Crew is, which by the way, if you want to be a part of, hit that join button next to subscribe. It's less than $5 a month. You could get started being into the Discord community. You can also get access to the my account, my trade alerts, all that good stuff, as well as a daily watch list that we put out every single day, 5 stocks to get you started in case you have trouble finding those stocks to buy or to just at least watch. And so, yeah. Also helps support the channel and the studio you see behind us. So we certainly would appreciate it.
I think we're good, man.
All right. That's going to do it for us, guys. So just to recap here real quick, GameStop beat earnings, beat on revenue, did not provide guidance, and said that they could potentially dilute the stock with another 5 million shares. So while it was great that they beat, there was some pretty poor news on the back end of this thing. So we'll see how this shakes out tomorrow. Not going to sit here and shit on the stock, but nevertheless, the news wasn't all that great. So that's going to do it for us. We're going to be back here tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. We hope to see you guys there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like on your way out the door, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Peace out. Where's she at? Where's Aneta the mood setter? Oh, no, it's not that one. There she is.
I quit this bitch.